All right, so right now I'd like us to cross over to the Nairobi Central Business District and talk to our business reporter Abubakar Abdullahi just to give us some feedback on what Kenyans are saying following President Uhuru Kenyatta's proposal of 16% VAT to 8% VAT. Are they comfortable with that, or do they also support members of parliament, a section of members of parliament's decision to just call to have the VAT tax, of course, scrapped altogether? Abdullahi, thank you so much for joining us here on KTN News Center. What are Kenyans saying in the streets of Nairobi? Do they support President Kenyatta's proposal of 16% to 8%, or do they want that VAT tax scrapped off altogether?
Indeed, Brenda, very good sunny morning, of course, here from Nairobi. Sunny because of the weather, but that doesn't carry away the fact of Kenyans' opinions in regard to the 16%, now 8%. You'll remember that in his address to the nation on Friday, President Uhuru Kenyatta proposed a 50% cut on the 16%, meaning that he was suggesting signaling of an 8% value-added tax on fuel. So how are Kenyans responding to this? Of course, to get their views, I'm now joined by three Kenyans. Here, Zay, we'll start by telling us your name and share with us your opinion in regards to what you think of the 8% VAT on fuel.
My name is Stephen Wahome Higa. I am on the view that the president is right to have reduced the VAT to the level he has done, instead of scrapping it completely. My view is that the president has to balance between making the country to continue running and ensuring that the citizens of this country are living comfortably. So he has to balance that.
So you're saying you're comfortable with the 8% on fuel?
Yes. But I think the president has to go a step forward and ensure that the country goes to zero tolerance to corruption, and he has to find out where that deficit is going to come from. I would think that he can have a view from the people in parliament, and he can also get an advice from the people who advise the president on how the economy is supposed to go.
Thank you, Mzee, for your opinion. Let me move on to other Kenyans who are also joining us now. Thanks for talking to us here on KTN News. Could you kindly tell us your name and what your opinion is in regards to the 8% VAT on fuel?
Thank you very much. My name is Eric Milavi, and really Kenya is a hard situation. I don't support the president's reduction of VAT on petroleum products. First of all, because petroleum is a base commodity and it affects the entire life of the common mwananchi. And again, the IMF restrictions or guidelines can be counterproductive in that instead of making the economy stronger, it weakens the economy. Just as it happened in Indonesia, the IMF restrictions led to the fall of the banking sector. And even in Mali, the health sector was dented in that when Ebola came, it ravaged the entire country.
So you say you are not in support of the 8%. What are you in support of?
I don't support VAT on petroleum product as a basic need. But the president and his team, I know the president has his advisors, economic advisors, and the entire cabinet, they will venture or explore other alternative ways of raising this money so that Kenya can pay the debt and get other funds for development.
Eric, thanks for talking to us. And finally, let me get to another gentleman who is joining us. Gentleman, thanks for talking to us here on KTN News. Could you kindly share with us your opinion in regards to the 8% value-added tax on fuel?
Yes, and I agree with the president partly, and I disagree with him, because petroleum products are not supposed to be touched, because if you touch the petrol products, you touch the basic human commodities that even my children need, the things that every Kenyan need. So I think that one is going to make the life difficult. Why don't they look of other avenues? There are things, are luxurious things that even my children don't eat. things like alcohol, cigarette. Why don't they target such areas? Because if you touch paraffin, if you touch petroleum products, you touch everything, starting from the house to town, everything in my life.
And in the period that the 16% was in effect, of course, before the president proposed the 8% cut, how did that affect you?
It has really affected, because even if you go to border vehicle, they say 100 shillings. Actually, they use the word walewa, 100 shillings. You see, now that one affects, because somebody budgets on a 50 shillings for bus fare. Now it is 100, and it affects all other sectors. And I would really want to beg, the president also should just make sure that the money that is collected should go to the right use. Should not have corruption in the country, and then the living standard of Kenyans are put at stake.
Gentlemen, thanks for talking to us here on KTN News. Of course, Brenda, varied opinion in regards to Kenyans, all cautioning that the government should have an extra eye when it comes to corruption. Treasury initially was expecting to collect about 70 billion shillings from the value-added tax on fuel, despite, of course, fuel being the country's most taxed commodity. From the Kenyans whom I was able to talk to, they seem to be pleading with the president, of course, to have an extra eye on